G'day everyone, you might be familiar with my build a guitar pedal in 10-minute videos. I'll leave links to those. They're short instructional videos on how you can build a guitar pedal pretty simply and straightforward. But I was just thinking the other day, can you build a guitar pedal for under $10? And I've done the exercise and you can do it. The first thing, the biggest expense you're going to have, and the first thing to consider is the enclosure. And the enclosures are quite expensive if you're, they account for a lot of the cost of a guitar pedal. A 1590B is going to cost you sort of, depending on your source, maybe $5 or $6. 1590BB is going to be a couple of dollars more than that, plus shipping. You're already almost over $10 just on that alone. So if you can get an enclosure for free, you will be able to pull it off. You should be able to pull it off. So this is a tin that I got off my mum. You want metal because it's going to block the radio frequencies. It's gonna reduce a lot of the noise. If you use a plastic enclosure, you can still use it, but you've got to line the inside with some aluminium foil and connect that to ground, and that will do a similar job. But it's far easier and less messy if you just use a tin like this. So yeah, this tin was actually from my my mum. I stole it off her. She said it was originally a Nutrimetics talcum powder came in it, apparently, and it's a good size too. But you can use Altoid tins. I think I've seen a lot of people build them in Altoid tins. We don't have Altoid tins in Australia. I don't think we have Altoid mints in Australia. I don't think I've ever seen them before, so you can't use an Altoid tin. But I think I heard someone say they used tuna cans as well. But I don't see how that's going to work, because most of the tuna cans I've seen, you rip the lid off, and then you're just going to end up with basically something like that with no lid, which will still work, and it'll probably still block the noise, but you just got this open exposed area down the bottom. I prefer to have a lid on it personally, but yeah, you could probably use a tuna can, I guess. So with this, if I was going to plan, I may actually build this up, but as far as the plan goes, I'd use that as the top. The bottom of the tin is actually the top of the pedal, and then just put the stomp switch and the jacks on the side, just like you do with the 1590B, and then the DC jack at the top, and your effect in the middle. Should be enough room. When you get your tin, just make sure that you can put a 3-pole double throw. It's deep enough for a 3-pole double throw like that. I'm planning this with a 3-pole double throw because it's just sort of like the standard way of wiring things up. So yeah, you can see mine's got plenty of room. It's almost only a third really. There's quite a bit of room left here. So just take the depths of the tin into account when you get it. Now, and so you wire it up inside, as I just said, and then when you're done, you put the lid on the bottom like that, and it's done like that. That's why I think the lid's probably a good idea to have that on there. Yeah, make life easier for you. So now onto the hardware is probably the next easiest thing. I've actually got a TADAR order on the screen back here. I'm going to go through the cost of a few things as we go through it. So the first thing is the stomp switch. They are $3 on TADAR, so they're pretty cheap. You're going to need a 3-pole double throw. That's what the stomp switch is, and you're going to need a couple of jacks, and on TADAR they are, let me just find it, $1.74 for two, so 2 mono jacks, and that's what that looks like, a mono jack. That's actually a Switchcraft mono jack. The ones on TADAR have black sort of plastic insulators. Those wafers in between are black plastic. And they are actually 87 cents each, so adds up to $1.74. So you're going to need 2 of those, and you'll need a DC jack for your power, and that's pretty much what a DC jack looks like, and they are 13 cents on TADAR. Why do I keep saying TADAR? Sorry, I forgot to mention. TADAR is going to be your cheapest option to get it under $10 because their delivery, the delivery to Australia is very cheap. I'll tell you the total once I finish going through the parts. And their prices for components are very cheap as well. So yeah, put an order through with them and you'll see the total at the bottom. And I got mine under $10, but yeah, I'll show you that in a moment. So yeah, a DC jack you'll need as well. So you got your stomp switch, your input and output jack, and your DC jack for power. And you can get a battery snap if you want to put a battery in it as well. If you do have a battery though, you'll need a one mono and one stereo jack, because the battery connects up to the stereo jack. So now it's pretty much down to what you need for the actual effect. And actually, you need to put the effect into something. So I've actually accounted for some Vero board, because I'm assuming that most people are going to attempt something like this will probably won't have these some of the stuff that you end up accumulating when you do electronics. You may not have Vero board or PCB or anything like that. So get a piece of Vero board, and Tadar has it. And it is 66 cents for a 94 by 53 millimeter Vero board, which should be enough. You'd probably be able to build 3 or 4 off that, because if you plan it out properly, yeah, you should get a couple of effects out of that anyway. And also an LED, actually a status LED. That's the other thing I forgot. And I've accounted for a 5mm bezel and a 5mm LED, which comes to the grand total of 19 cents. So that's all the off-board stuff. Wire you can just salvage it from something. If you've got an old computer, you can pull them out of that. Or I got some really good wire from actually outdoor lights. They had some wire on the end. I pulled it off and it was black and red wire, and it's perfect AWG. It was about AWG 24, which is what I usually use. So it was a great size. So just salvage some wire from somewhere, or you can get some on Tadar if you couldn't be bothered doing that. But again, I'm trying to keep mine under $10, so let's go with salvage wire. So now you just need the components for the actual effect, and it depends vastly on what effect you're actually building. If you're building something simple like a Baz Fuss, I've done a build list for a Baz Fuss, and it's the total is actually $9. So $9.08. So there's a bit of room for a more complicated effect there. You might be thinking there's only $1 left. How much more complicated can it get? These components aren't very expensive. I mean, the resistors are like the resistors that I've selected for mine are the Baz Fuss only uses one resistor, which is a 10K metal film, and it was 12 cents for 10. So I mean, they're pretty cheap. So all my components ended up coming to a total of $9.08. I mean, you got, I'll just run through a few of the components that I've got for my build that I managed to get under $10. MPSA 13, which was 10 cents, which is the transistor. The 10K resistor, which I just mentioned. 100 nanofarad capacitor film cap, which is 10 cents. Actually, if I had to use the green cap, it would have actually been cheaper than that. They're a bit cheaper. A 1 microfarad film cap, which was 21 cents. Again, if I had to use green cap, it would have been a bit cheaper. A 1N4148 diodes, which was 1 cent, and a 100K potentiometer, which was 50 cents. So the total, that's the entire order, and that's everything that I'll need to build the guitar pedal. So the entire order with a shipping of $2.33 is $9.08. So we're under $10 with it. So I may actually end up putting this together, or I might just put another effect. I don't know if I'll do the Baz Fuss, but I might put something else in it, and just show you how you can actually put it together, or the finished result if you want to see it. But that is some tips, I guess you could say, on how to put a guitar pedal together for under $10. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try and help you out where I can. And keep an eye out for the video on where I actually put this together. Probably will do it. I'm actually interested to see if I can get through this tin easily enough without a drill press. Probably will end up using a drill press, but I might attempt it first with, I know you could probably use like a hand reamer and just ream it out as well, so you don't need a drill press, because I know a lot of people that are just doing one-off builds, they're not going to want to buy a drill press just to do, you know, like one build. So yeah, something that with thin tin, that might be another advantage of using something with thin tin. You might be able to just ream it out with something. Yeah, who knows? Anyway, that's it for this video. That's how I got my build under $10. Yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more do-it-yourself guitar pedal videos, tutorials, and demos. Thanks for watching.